65.
I have sold houses older than you, all right, in a lot worse condition.
That makes me feel good.
I messed up. I need a woman's perspective, and you're the closest thing to it.
You always could charm me.
No.
You're unbelievable.
Bingo.
Movie is called And So It Goes. Our guest today is Rob Reiner. And oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming on to Flick Nation. It's an honor to meet you and have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
This film, I liked it very much. I thought it was very clever, and I thought it built emotionally very strongly right up to the end and delivered many emotional payoffs that I really didn't see coming. What drew you to this project?
Well, when we were doing Bucket List, we doing the press junket, we were asked by every journalist, "What's on your bucket list?" And so whenever they asked Jack Nicholson that question, he would say, "One more great romance." And that gave us the thought to do this because it's a perfect extension of what should be on your bucket list if you have an opportunity to have that great romance later on in life.
Right. Your last several films, and certainly this one, are dealing with more mature characters. Is not necessarily more mature emotionally,
yes,
but more mature in age. Is this a reflection of your interests as a filmmaker, or just a reflection of you personally, or both?
I think that you hit on something really interesting. You said more mature, not necessarily emotionally. And the way I look at it, I've done a number of romantic comedies, and they're basically all the same story. I mean, whether it's Flipped and it's 12-year-olds and it's The Sure Thing with college kids, or When Harry Met Sally, which is young adults now, older adults, and so it goes. Essentially, it's the same thing. You got women, this is my view of it, the women are more evolved. They're more mature, they're more emotionally connected. They know what they want and they know what's important. The men run around like idiots trying to figure out what it is they want. And it usually takes a woman for them to see what is important. And hopefully, if they go towards that, the woman will, by her nature, will be able to raise him a little bit and make him, a better man. So that's what I tell. I like to tell that story, and no matter what age. And now I'm this age, so these people are that age, and I tell that story.
And I'm that age too. I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same. This is a genre of film that we are seeing more and more of now, and I think what's very exciting about it, very healthy about it, and something that this film really brings to the table is that this isn't just a question of, are people of this age interesting? It's approaching these characters as well-rounded people like anyone else. And I think that this is important for us to acknowledge. And
yes,
this film really does that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that most kids, they don't want to think about their parents making love. That's like horrible beyond belief. But the fact is they do. And the fact is that at whatever age, you're still, like you say, well-rounded people. And there's no reason why you can't show people in their 60s or 70s or 50, whatever, being those well-rounded people.
Certainly this movie and American President, undeniable classic, shows you and Michael Douglas working together, I think, in a very seamless way. Tell me a little bit about the collaboration that the two of you have.
Well, Michael is a dear friend. I mean, he's like, he's a great guy. He's a terrific guy, and I feel very close to him. Because we share a lot of similar things. I mean, he has a father who's tremendously successful, and he has become successful. I had a father like that. He started on television in a TV series. I started in a TV series. We do understand each other, and there are not a lot of people that you can talk to about a lot of these things, and so we love working with each other. And he's a great actor on top of it. I mean, he's a great actor. And he's gotten better. I mean, if you saw Liberace and what he did, that's an amazing performance. So if I get a chance, if I could do every movie with him, I would do it. I mean, I love working with him, and I love him as a person.
And you know, certainly there is an element in this film. It's, I might say, the emotional core of the movie. Certainly it really got to me. And it has to do with his character and his son's character and this estrangement, the situation that the two of them have been facing or maybe not facing for the past couple of decades. Right. And certainly we all know that this is somewhat of a reflection of something that Michael Douglas, the man, has gone through in his life. Is this something that he brought to the story, or a reason that he was attracted to this, or where did that come from?
Well, that was something that Mark Andrus came up with. And, you know, it wasn't because we knew Michael Douglas was going to be in the movie at the time that we were working on the script. And when we sent it to Michael, it was a little bit, I would think, you know, rough for him to be able to read this stuff, because it does resonate so much with what goes on in his real life that it may have been difficult for him to even decide to do it. But once he decided to do it, he said, well, I chose to be in this movie, so we're not going to change that. And I think, you know, he doesn't have to stray too far to find out what those feelings are.
Well, you know, the story really builds to a particular moment, which of course I'm not going to give away, that felt very brave on his part, and a real. It seemed like that was really coming from a very deep place in him.
It was, and you don't have to act when you're, you know, when the character and your real life situation kind of line up like that. You just let yourself feel, and then it's on screen there.
Amazing chemistry, of course, between Michael Douglas and Diane Keaton. Did you kind of feel like you just wound up atop and let it go a little bit? Yeah,
we lucked out. I mean, they both wanted to work with each other. They had never worked with each other, which is amazing, considering these two iconic Academy Award-winning, you know, stars. But they took to each other right away. And even though they have different styles in the way they work, they had incredible chemistry.
You have worked in many different genres. It's interesting that you say that you've been making the same film over and over again.
Well, the same romantic film.
And to a degree,
yeah.
I can see that kernel within the films. But you've really you've given us a very broad palette of work over the years. What are you still excited to explore as a director?
Well, I'm still interested in a number of things. There are some projects. I got like 8 projects now, more things that I've ever had in development before, and some of them are very difficult to get made. So you work at them for a long time, and hopefully you can cajole people to put some money up. But there are a number of things. I mean, there's a political thing that I'm interested in. There's a murder mystery thing that I'm interested in. There's a few things. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, we can't wait to see what you come up with next. Rob, thank you so
Me
much
neither.
for coming on to Flick Nation. It's an honor to have you on the show, and we hope to have you back again soon.
Thanks for having me.
Ta-da!
And so it goes.
What are you doing?
Having my baby.
Oh, you can't do that.
It's not up to me.
See, this is what happens when you have sex.
I can make anybody cry, huh?